Excuse me. Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. Welcome back to Scotty's Doobie Summer Spectacular. We're looking at Killer Movie, a slasher from 2008. I have a history with this a little bit. It was one of those. This is before I even met Eric, but I would still peruse the horror section at Found the Video back in the day. It's how I rediscovered The Hollow, but also how I discovered one of my favorite horror movies to watch. Maybe one of my most underrated, I should say, Devour. And this was one of those that I found. I remember it not being bad, and the concept is not bad. It's just that partway through this movie, it just sort of, yeah. So the story here is that this reality TV crew are working on a show in this town, a small town about a hockey team. And after a murder is committed there, the producer wants to kind of put the murder into the show and have that be part of the situation as well. And then more people end up dying, and she wants to start making it about the murders. And then, yeah. So this movie does a thing that I think works in the first half, but when the kills start ramping up and people start dying, the more and more that this happens, the more annoying it gets. They do a thing like in reality TV, when they do in reality TV shows where they cut to like an interview of someone talking. That works. When you're in the climax of the film and you have stuff going on and you see Nestor Cabanel pop up and go, oh, this, and this. Or like when Paul Wesley shows up in the final act to help, and he goes, well, luckily this guy had this to break out of the bear trap. I'm just like, because you didn't want to waste, because you either didn't want to or forgot to film that scene, so you just threw that in there. I don't know. It's also painfully obvious who the killer is, not just from the fact that once stuff starts going on, this character disappears, but also, like, this guy just keeps coming off as creepy. Yeah, and then once you get to the end of it, the motivations make no sense. It makes no sense to me. It just doesn't. So we start in the middle of the woods. We see Leighton Meester. Killer starts chasing after her, and we get the kill from Wrong Turn 4. She's trying to ride away on a four-wheeler, and she gets her head cut off, which would not actually happen. But, like I said before, it would just... But she gets decapitated and dies. And that's the kill that kicks off this whole thing. Remember this kill, because it's not going to make any fucking sense once we get to the climax and the motivations of this killer. So, Paul Wesley is in charge of this crew. He plays Jake, who's in charge of them. There is a lot of the 2000s actors in this. Paul Wesley, Jason London, Tori Daviato, who was dating Paul Wesley at the time, so I wonder how she got this job. Leighton Meester, as I mentioned. Kelly Kuko, from the Penny. And she was also in The Hollow. Jill from Curse of Chucky is in this. I recognize her. Like, is that the nanny? It is. Some dude, something Buckley. Jeff Buckley? Is that his name? I think he was on One Tree Hill in the later seasons. I think his name is Jeff Buckley. I may be wrong. But he's in this as the PR guy. So everybody settles up in this town. We establish that there's very bad reception, so that when things get into the thick of everything, phones won't work, and we have a good explanation for that. Also, there's like 0 cops in this place, right? So the prime suspect that they have is the coach I guess the girl was dating his son and he's mad or something. There's also something with the daughter or the father of the guy the father of the girl that died is also a suspect. I'm also confused because they say he's a convicted murderer. He murdered his wife, her mother, and then was released. Who is she living with? Because she's supposed to be a teenager. So I don't know. A lot of the stuff that when they do the hockey team, I don't really care about, to be honest. People start dying one-on-one, and it's a mixture of, we see it on screen, a lot of off screen. It's weird because there's a lot of off screen, and then they show it later in film footage that the killer was filming with. He's filming with these lipstick cameras. So it's somebody on the crew, but when you're thinking that, you're like, okay, so it's somebody that's on the crew. Wait. No, wait. That doesn't make any sense because they all got here together. And that's the first, then somebody else who has these cameras then, or something. I don't know, you're trying to make sense of something that doesn't make any sense. That's what I'm saying. Whatever. Kaley Cuoco is playing the pretentious bitch in this movie, the troubled starlet who wants to get her reputation back, but she's become a bitch, and she acts like a bitch. At one point, she's rather take a nap than them. She's holding back the filming because she's going to take a nap on the bleachers. And there's the blatant scene of her laying there, and a bunch of the jocks at the school kind of sitting at the distance, looking up her skirt. Wow. That's great. Jesus. How did that thing go about? Okay, Kaylee, you're going to lay here. Your skirt's going to go up a little bit, and they're all going to stare at your coochie cooch, okay? And action. Hello? I'm sure she had underwear on, but... And I guess maybe it wasn't all the way up, but you know what that's supposed to mean, you know. Then the school's coach ends up dead. The female, not the coach, the cheerleading coach ends up dead. Which is why I think then it's like someone involved. And you think, yes, it would make sense. It's someone from the town. These people, you know what would make more sense if it's someone from the town? And these people are interrupting, so that's why they're getting killed. They've interrupted whatever this person was doing. That's not it, because this movie doesn't make any fucking sense. Alright? I'm going to skip forward a little bit, because I'm not going to go through this, but there's a lot of nothing throughout the middle of this film until the climax. So eventually, it's down to Blanca, Kaley Cuoco's character, Tordaviato's character, and then Paul, Wesley, Jake, and his love interest lady. And so they find the footage. They find some footage playing, and he sees that one of the other girls, Daphne, is in trouble, and they say that that's that coach's house that they went to earlier and had a problem with. By this point, you figured out that it's Jason London that's the killer because you've seen everybody else die. And when you got 4 of the characters running around, wait, what happened to Jason London? What happened to Mike? He hasn't been on screen. And they didn't do a stupid find the body fake out scene like in Scream 3 or other movies that would actually try to handle this twist better. But no, you've already figured out it's Mike because we haven't seen him since the third act started. He's gone. We see him in a bar ogling Blanca. Gee, I wonder what his motivation is. And then he's just gone from the film until the climax where it is revealed that it is him. So, mind-numbingly, Tordaviato ends up in the freaking grocery store for some reason and finds the coach, a gas station or something. Finds the coach. They hop in the car, ignoring the one rule: look in the fucking seats first. No, the coach is killed, and then eventually he kills her. He gets to the school, and we see that they go out to the coach's place, and his ass gets stuck in a bear trap, right? And that's the last we see of Paul Wesley until it's time for the big climax. We have this killer chasing along Kelly Cuoco and this little boy, right? This little boy. She gets locked in his office when she goes in for no reason. Like, she goes in and says, "Oh, no, it's locked. It's locked. Run, go hide." I'm like, why is she locked in there? It must be a setup from the killer. But no, based on the fact when he knocks out the other girl that was there with them. Actually, I think she gets there. It's the love interest lady. She gets there before Paul Wesley, inexplicably. Don't tell me why. I think maybe he told her to go back to the school and see if they need help, maybe, but I don't remember that being on screen. Maybe he did, I don't know. She gets there and she gets knocked out, and then he realizes she's locked in the office. So he didn't set that up, it just locks for no reason. I don't know. And then she discovers that the reason he's doing this is because he's obsessed with her, and he's killing all these people to get close to her. It is also explained later that he's an escaped mental patient. So that explains that. But what it doesn't explain is how the first kill happened. It makes no sense. Why did he kill Leighton Meester before anyone got to town? Right? Like, they all arrived the next day or so. Right? After the killing happened, or a couple of days later, whatever. Why was he there before they were there? It makes no sense. I did this for you. It's all for you. Okay. Why are you killing the townspeople? Why did you kill her? It makes no sense. This twist makes no sense. And what's more is the freaking whatever effect, the Damballa effect, whatever it's called. That's not what it's called. You know what I'm talking about, right? The Mandela effect. There it is. The Mandela effect. I'm going to start calling it the Damballa effect, though. The Mandela effect. I swore the twist was that Jason London's character had an evil twin or something that was causing the killings. If it wasn't this, I swear there was another movie. I couldn't figure out what it was. They're like, I looked at both the filmographies and I couldn't find anything that stood out, but I swear that's what the twist was. But no, it's just that he's an escaped mental patient who's obsessed with Blanca. And then Jake shows up in the last second and shoots him 3 times with a shotgun. Right? And then you have the little thing popping up saying, well, it's a good thing that the boyfriend guy had a thing to open up bear traps. Okay. Like I said, the whole thing with them popping up, talking about things, works for the first half. Once the murders start happening, you need to stop doing that shit. It's just annoying. They popping in. Why would they do it? It also doesn't make sense because this is not found footage. If this was found footage, it may make more sense because they put those things in afterwards. But this is not found footage. So I don't know. It's confusing. And then they do such a fucking stupid ending too. Right? So they get out there, you know, Blanca's sitting out there with the little kid and the jock dude. And they're sitting there talking. And Jake is talking to his love interest lady who was shot, but she survived. He's talking to her, and they're zipping up the body bag that Mike is in. Then all of a sudden, after they go back to them, they look, and the body bag is now empty, and there's a bulletproof vest just laying there. This is our explanation as to how he survived, by the way. This also makes no sense, because the paramedics were zipping him up. So, if he was still alive, survived from the bulletproof vest and pretending to be dead, someone would go over there and go, hey, this one's still breathing. Because he'd still be fucking breathing now, wouldn't he? He would. He absolutely would. And they frame it as he's still filming them for some reason. And the movie just ends. there was no sequel. There was never going to be a sequel. I don't know why they ended like that, because all slashers end like that, right? Yeah, if they're done well, it works. This does not work. I don't care if he's dead or alive. I'd rather him be dead. But it just... this movie doesn't work. And I don't even know how the ending I thought happened would have worked either with the twin brothers. I swear that maybe there's some other movie that had that twist. I don't know. If you guys know what movie I'm talking about that had that twist where it was twins or something, I don't remember. I don't know. Maybe I'm just losing my damn mind. This was not worth your time. Nope. Not even in the middle of the road. Like I said, the first half kind of worked, but it all just falls apart. Especially when the reveal happens and the reason why it just doesn't work. Like, why was Leighton Meester killed? Why was that? Why would any of the people in the town... He's just killing everyone that's around that they've talked to. I know that the explanation is he's an escaped mental patient. So that's supposed to make sense with everything, but it doesn't. Like, if he's senselessly killing his people, fine. He's a former mental patient. Escaped mental patient. Fine. Doesn't explain why Leighton Meester died for no reason. Other than to have an opening kill. Like... before they all got there. So you're telling me that Jason London drove there. Like, it's implied, they show that he has like a lair there or something. But like, so it was he already living there? And then he disguised himself as a grip or whatever they call it, a sound guy? It just doesn't make any sense. It also doesn't help that he's the creepiest fucker in this movie. And you can see it come from a mile away. Just, like I said... also doesn't help that he disappears at some point in the movie. And like, oh, gee, I wonder who the killer is. Could it be the guy that we haven't seen in about 45 minutes? I hate it when movies do that, too. Because it becomes very apparent. Like, what is it? Scream 2? Scream 2. Mickey disappears at some point in the movie. And like, when he's revealed, you're like, oh, yeah. Because we haven't seen him since... what? The... I think I love you scene, right? So, yeah, when characters disappear from the film altogether while these murders are being committed, it's obvious who the killer is. I like Scream 2, but I don't like this one. Not worth your time. Let's go ahead and pick the next movie film. Be something good for the people to watch. Jackie Chan, Twin Dragons. Mulligan. I get more mulligans because the last time I didn't really... I might still do it, but I just kind of want to... It's a dubbed film. I'm not in the mood for dubbed films right now. Ho. This works. So do you remember in my discussion of the movie film... what was it? I'm going to have to do it again, aren't I? Alright. So... my videos. When I was discussing... status update. When I discussed status update, I said there was a Disney Channel original movie that was similar about an app that could control boys. It was called Zapped. Not to be confused with Zapped starring Scott Baio and the other dude from Charles in Charge. No, this is a different one. I found it on Tubi. And I was like, I'll put that in there. It'll be a nice callback if I get it. And it is. So, like I said, this is a movie I haven't seen since, 2014, when Girl Meets World premiered. And I will be recounting that story in that review. It'll be interesting now to go back. It's interesting that it's on Tubi. I don't know if it's on Disney+. One way to look it up quick on my handy-dandy Roku TV. Down to search. I'm sure it's gonna pop up the Scott Bayou one. Baio. That'd be something to watch too, I think. There's the Scott Baio one. Zapped. Let's see. Tubi, Fandango. A lot of things. Oh, also Disney Plus. It's weird that a movie that's on Disney Plus is also on a free streaming site. That's how much they don't care about this movie. The Disney don't care about this movie. The other Zap, though, 1982, starring Scott Baio, Prime Video. However, Frank Zappa, anyone? It's not what I'm looking for. It popped up a thing for Frank Zappa. I don't know. No thanks. Something I want to look up quick. If it's on YouTube, then maybe I'll do a review on that original one. No. I just want to preface that the 2014 one is not a remake of that. Although, at some point, they were remaking a lot of 80s movies. Freaky Friday. Y'all see that? They're doing like a Freakier Friday, which is a stupid name, but that's fine. Zapped. Full movie. That one pops up. Young Heather. Zapped. Okay, it's not. Heather Thomas as Jane. $1982. That's what I want. No, it looks like Clips. Wait. Zapped again. Is that a fucking sequel to that? Or Scott Baio in it? I may have to look. I don't know. 80. Oh, he's young there. So that's before Charles in Charge, right? 82. That was 82. Season 9 of Happy Days? 8? He looks really young there. I don't know. Back to this movie film that I don't want to talk about anymore. What are your thoughts on Killer Movie? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.